robot enorme! ¡Corred!
Ha sido aterrador y me arrepiento de estar aquí.
Hi, I'm Jesus from Cartelera Spain, and it's really nice to talk to you as one of the kids that was many years ago sitting to watch Toy Story in a cinema. I have to say you did a great addition to the franchise.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you. It means a lot.
So my first question is about the three characters that join Buzz in his adventure and that help shape the new nuances of the character. So I wanted to know if you had Izzy, Mo, and Darby figured out early on in the making of the film, or if they changed a lot during the process.
That's a great question. They changed a lot in that. Well, I knew we would always meet somebody and they would change Buzz, but because we hadn't figured out exactly what Buzz's change was, what they represent now is Izzy has no field experience, Mo has no direction and doesn't commit, and Darby is untrustworthy and maybe a criminal. And so those are those three things are the antithesis of what Buzz feels are necessary. And so they challenge Buzz in his prejudice against competency and experience. And so part of the challenge of the movie was getting Buzz to work comedically, of his full commitment to being a space ranger and how that kept, because he was isolated, kept hurting him, and then how he met them, and that ultimately changed put him on a path to success.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's really interesting. Speaking of Buzz and the new ways we see the character, I remember when I saw the long lead presentation some months ago, that there was some artwork that seemed to show a younger Buzz, maybe in the academy, in the Space Ranger Academy. Was there on the table at one point to show younger Buzz, or was it on?
We never had him in the academy, though.
No, but we had him not being a full space ranger.
Yeah, there was a point where he was just a test pilot that turned into a space ranger, but we never had an academy thing. And that was part of it, is that we thought maybe it would be fun to become a space ranger, but then the audience is like, when does he become a space ranger? And then you'd also be saying there was no academy training. Like, he says that very clearly. So that's where we had to change it to be that he was a space ranger. He loses that because of the events of the first act, and then as an audience, you're like waiting to get back to it. So that's the closest thing that we did. Yeah.
We did have one version where we would have flashbacks to when he was a child. Remember those?
Oh
yeah. So we had like a very much younger Buzz.
Kid Buzz.
Yeah, we had Kid Buzz. Yeah, we got rid of that pretty early on. But yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was there.
Well, we were trying to. We had this idea where we were going to try to have it be the dad, be Zurg, and how could we make that work? But the problem was, you start the movie with him talking to his dad. You're like, that's gonna be Zurg. Like, you're just so far ahead of it. You're kind of like, I get it. Let's get to it. So in both those cases, the audience is way ahead of what's happening.
Yeah. It would be really convoluted. So yeah, maybe simple is better. Yeah. Speaking of simple and convoluted, I was thinking when I was watching the movie that maybe you had a lot of thinking when you were doing the film, how it would fit in this really established universe of the Toy Story franchise as the movie that Andy saw. Did you pay a lot of thinking about maybe, for example, why there isn't toys about Izzy or socks or something like that in the movies? Or did you went, people would understand?
Well, what I thought about was a couple of things. That the Buzz toy was not actually based on this movie. That the Buzz toy was based on a cartoon show made because of the success of this movie.
The cartoon show that exists.
Yeah, exactly, that kind of thing. And in that, there is no Izzy. There is only Zurg and Buzz, and what they would do oftentimes in these cartoons, which they ended up doing in real life, is just getting rid of all the characters and starting fresh. Just, you're like, why? You're like, yeah, sorry, we just, and you just, that would just be the way it was. You're like, what happened to the cat? The cat was awesome. Sorry. And so that was, it was either that or they decided to take the cat and do like Sock's story time, and he just is like reading a series of adventures, and that's like a separate thing. I was always amazed by the way in cartoons they would separate the character. Like they do Scooby-Doo, and then at some point Fred and Wilma like just were jettisoned. They were gone. And then Velma eventually, she got kicked out too. So it was just Shaggy and Scooby and a bunch of ghosts. It was so insane. So, and Scrappy.
And Scrappy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So those weird decisions like made sense to me for whatever reason. But, you know.
Yeah, it's logical. It's logical. Like when you said at the press conference that Sock's toys would be all sold out everywhere.
Yeah, it's possible that would be sold out. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. So I also wanted to ask you at the presentation you said that Chris Evans, you discovered that Chris Evans was a huge animation fan and that he participated in some of the meetings. So I wanted to know how was that, the privilege of having the star as a involved part in the process, or maybe an inspiration.
Yeah, well, he's just really intellectually curious about animation, and he also is excited about how our process relates to his process as an actor. We did invite him to animation dailies, and he just observed. And I think it was a bit of a revelation for him in that he could see kinship with the animators for how they thought about choices acting-wise, and he was able to relate to them in a way that maybe he hadn't in the past. But just as a person, he's really intellectually curious and wants to know about how stuff works and figure things out. And I think that fit kind of hand in glove with his fascination with animation in general.
Oh, that's great. I have to say that every time that I cover one of your films, I enjoy so much the part of the creation and the artwork, and it's really amazing. So again, I'm out of time. Thank you again.
Great questions, best questions all day. They're really like the best.
Yeah.
The best questions. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. It means a lot.
Thank you.
Thanks. Have a nice day. It's really nice to meet
you. Wonderful to meet you.
Lightyear!
Let all the children boogie.